I really do believe that modern feminism encourages male absence. It encourages it because it's become toxic. They use terms like toxic masculinity, right? And I say to myself, all of their examples of the idea of what it means to be a man now is toxic. They think, oh, this is a man, masculinity is wrong. There's something inherently wrong with being a masculine man. And to me, I always say that it was toxic masculinity that saved me. You know, I had a healthy fear of my grandfather. Nobody played around with my grandfather. We still don't play.
By the way, rest in peace to my granddad. My grandfather was very, you know what I'm saying, feared in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? Like, anytime you approached him or the way he treated people, it was straight respect. You know what I'm saying? It was a man's man. Nobody messed around with him. Nobody played with him. So I can totally relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I know most of y'all got that. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all got that granddad that it's like nobody mess with. You know what I'm saying? Straight respect. If you got a problem, you got a problem with yourself.
Play around with my grandfather, you know, and it's just, there's a certain level of respect when you're in his home. There are rules, and because I had that healthy fear, I was, I guess, more responsive to that sort of authority when I had to go out in real life. You know, I believed in structure, and yet this version of feminism today, we have women that are basically promoting men should act like women, right? And women should act like men. There's all of this confusion. You can pick your gender, you can do what you want. And ultimately what I think it's doing is feeding into this idea of a breakdown of the family.
All right, first off, I just want to say I rock with Candace Owens despite what people say about her. The stuff she says to me in my head is very logical to me. But you know what I'm saying? What she's saying is super true. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men out here are confused because what we see is a lot of times, you know, especially in our community, we hear these women, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to bash women, but I just want to speak facts and talk about it from a man's point of view. Right? You know, these women make songs talking about how dudes gotta pay for this, pay for that if he ain't doing that. Girl, drop him if he ain't doing this for you, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, see, what do we know about most men? Most men, and this was once me. I think we're naturally like this. We're in a scarcity mindset, so we can't look past the woman's looks. So to us, we hear women saying all this stuff in a song and we feel like we have to do that just to get a woman. And a lot of times it's like, no, you don't have to do that. You got to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? As a man, in this society we live in, they'll try to tear us down. So what you got to do is you got to be strong yourself. A lot of men are just folding to a woman's needs, which causes these problems in society. Because as a man, if you're not being a masculine man and assertive and focused on your craft, you're going to fold to what a woman wants you to do. And in the end of that, you're going to lose. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of men don't understand that because, again, we're motivated by our little head and not our big head. And a lot of men are like that. This is why the world is backwards in the dating world, because a lot of men are not focused. We got to get back to locking in on really what matters. I remember where I got to a point in my life where I was like, I'm tired of coming up short with women. You know what I'm saying? But really what it wasn't that I was coming up short, right? It's the same thing when you have a business or you're trying to grow something, or maybe you're doing a YouTube like this and you're trying to grow it. A lot of times it's the mind state. It's the mindset. I just wasn't attracting the right people to me because I was in a low vibration energy and I was too thirsty. My thirstiness took over me. And then I'm doing all of this just to get a woman. But when you're doing all of that, you're not going to get the women that are attracted to you. But when I started to work on myself and focus on my craft and put all my energy into myself, what I realized is I attract feminine women to me that want to invest into me. That's all I attract. I don't attract. If it's negative, I'm not really rocking with it. I'm not rocking with no woman that's not on my level, mentally, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It goes back to mindset. What's your mindset like? Because you should be attracting women to you, not chasing them. This is what causes this eruption of women feeling like they deserve a six-figure. It goes back to the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In the book, there's a chapter called Sexual Transmutation. And it talks about that sexual energy we get, we gotta learn how to, you know what I'm saying, turn that into something that's productive. You know what I'm saying? Because when the man that learns to control his sexual energy masters himself. See, what we have to understand is when you can't control your sexual urges and you have to get a release in a way that's not going to be beneficial for you, whether that's porn or, you know what I'm saying, blowing girls' lines up or chasing women all day, when you in that type of mode, you can't even be productive. Y'all heard the saying, a man that chases 2 rabbits at once catches what? None. You know what I'm saying? You cannot catch 2 rabbits at once. So you can't be locked in to chasing women all day. Because if you locked into that, how you gonna lock into yourself? But again, this is what Candace Owens was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be locked in. Men gotta be men and women have to be women. But again, these women will promote us, or they will promote men to invest into them. And if they don't do that, then they out. And that's the society that we live in now, which is crazy. But again, I'm not gonna put this all on women. It's the men. Men we gotta step up. We gotta be able to say no. Y'all remember the Nancy Reagan say no to drugs. At the end of the day, a man should be focused on his craft and where he wants to go in life. And until I realized that, nothing ever changed in my life. But when I really was locked into what my mission was in life and focusing on myself, that's when I start to attract women that were into me, women that invested into me, women that made it easy for me. Because I spent most of my years like in college, in high school, just dealing with nonsense, dealing with women who made me do all these, jump through hoops, do all this craziness, you know what I'm saying, for me to get nothing back. You know what I'm saying? That's because I wasn't really attracting them. I was attracting toxicity. But when you really love yourself, this is why you gotta love yourself. This is why you gotta have hobbies. This is why you gotta like being alone, because when all that stuff aligns and you got the right mindset and you focused on your vision and where you going and you locked into your craft and you're not worried about a woman who didn't call you back or a woman who's not interested in you, when you locked into that, that's when everything changes. That's when you attract people that want you. That's when you attract good energy, good business partners, you know what I'm saying? Good ideas. Stuff that starts to flow when you're not worried about what you can't control. Because at the end of the day, all that stuff you can't control. You can't control if somebody likes you or not. You know, as much as I wish I could, I can't. And for so long, I felt like I could. I felt like I could control who likes me, but you can't, because just because you like somebody, that doesn't mean they have to like you back. That's not how it works. So guys, that's my video for today, guys. Again, I definitely appreciate you guys for watching the channel. Guys, let's make sure we continue to comment, like, and subscribe so we can get this going in the algorithm, guys. And I'm gone.